to wiggle your way onto this stage, and we know how you learned your wiggle. Don't wait. Wiggle your way onto this stage and
Kill millions of people. You kind of like that wiggle, don't you, Waldo? Kill millions of people.
don't wait.
Kill millions of people.
Don't wait.
Kill millions of people.
Don't wait.
Panama.
Come down to wiggle your way onto this stage, and we know how you learned your wiggle. Don't wait.
You kind of like that wiggle, don't you, Waldo?
Country. But now I say it's time. Let's go into Colombia.
Yeah. And why? And why would you go into Colombia? What earthly reason would you have to go into Colombia?
We want to nail those drug lords and throw them in the slammer.
Yeah. At the very time when the Russians are releasing their iron-fisted grip on Eastern Europe, the Berlin Wall is coming down. You want to become the very thing that the Russians, you've been calling the Russians for years.
Hold on. Speaking of walls, the wall just came down on you. You're out of here.
God will take care of you and all of you people. Hail Satan!
He said, well, you are. He said, George Wilcox told me that you were in a lot of trouble and that you got involved in something that you had no business getting involved in, and that you could be in a lot of trouble. And I said, so I told my father the story, and he's the only man that I've ever told the story to until I talked to Stan Friedman and to you people, and that's it, period. And I did tell my father what the story was. Of course, it was unbelievable for him. But then he became very upset, and he wanted to go shoot a few people and all that because they did threaten my life, and so that was the way my father heard about it, and that was the extent of my family. And he never would tell him who my brother. I had a brother that was a fighter pilot during that time, and I had 3 sisters, and one of them was a nurse. But he would never tell him anything. And so he didn't tell the sheriff or anybody else, because the sheriff was supposed to call him back and give him the names of where they were at, and he wouldn't do it.
Let's get back to the wife, your friend. Did she express an opinion as to what she thought these being were? Did she think they came with it?
Well, the only remark that she ever made was that they definitely weren't humans, as we know humans, but they could be from another planet. Or the doctors were explaining this, that they couldn't be from our planet. They had to be an alien, it had to be something else, but not in our planet.
They tried to put it in the morgue.
Preparation, what your preparations are for the bodies that have been laying out in the elements, chemical breakdown of the tissues, the blood. Would it make a difference? Would it change any of the bodies that have been laying out in the elements? Would it change any of the chemical breakdown of the tissues, the blood? Would it make a difference?
That they were cold enough, and it became so offensive, they were gonna upset everybody in the hospital. So they later moved them over to a hangar.
The way I became involved in this was started out in the afternoon,
probably 1:30 in the afternoon. I received a telephone call from the mortuary officer out at the Walker Air Force Base, Army Airfield Base. And he was inquiring about what would be the smallest possible casket that we could get that would be hermetically sealed.